is Red Feather from Grip Hacks. Notice the two cat images with text around the cat. For this example, we have chosen to use two PNGs, one of text created in Krita and saved as a PNG, and the other of our Grip Hacks cat. Open Krita, create a new document. Once this is done, go to the Krita menu bar, click on File, scroll down to Import Animation Frames. Only import one image. Once the Krita Add Animation Frames window appears, click Add and navigate to the image you would like to use. Highlight and click Open. Then click OK. Then go back, repeating this process for the second image. This way, each PNG will be on its own Krita layer. In the Krita toolbox, click on Transform a Layer or Selection tool. Then downsize the PNG just enough to move it off the edges for ease of manipulation. So as you may have figured out by the images at the beginning of this video, the object for this Krita example is to take our text and circle it around the cat image. Once this is done in Krita, go to Layers, highlight the image layer, ours being the cat. Notice the image appears behind the Krita text image layer. Just click on the canvas. This will bring it to the front. Then move the image to a good spot so as to work with it visually. And adjust the size to accommodate what you are looking for within your Krita project. Once this is done in Krita, highlight the text image and then click on the canvas. Notice we can see our image behind our text image. Next, go to the Krita Tools and Options, scroll over to Mesh, and click. Once this is done in Krita, go to the canvas, grabbing one of its lines, moving it in order to manipulate the text. The main thing with this process is patience. So take your time, work your Krita project in such a way so as not to distort the text too much, unless it is what you want. Notice each line or Krita mesh points has its own function, and at times can give it a perspective change. Be careful of overlapping the ends. Notice as we overlap the Krita ends how it covers up part of the text. Notice how we have off-clicked by clicking the paintbrush and then click back on the Krita Transform a Layer or Selection tool, then Tools and Options, clicking on the Mesh tool once again. This gives us two things. One, we could see how our Krita project was looking, and two, it gave us a whole new mesh to work with for further manipulation. Once you are happy with how your text looks, move the image layer above the Krita text layer, if not already. Then click on Transform a Layer or Selection tool, and then Tools and Options, and then Mesh. With the same process used for the text, manipulate the image into place by adjusting the Krita mesh lines and points. Once this is done in Krita, you may find some areas that need touching up. If you find this is the case, as we did, off-click by clicking on the paintbrush. Then click on the Krita Rectangular Selection tool. Go to the area that needs to be touched up of the image. Draw a small box bordering the areas, then click back on the Krita Transform a Selection or Layer tool, and then in the Tools and Options, click on Mesh. Into the Krita canvas, making the needed adjustments. Once this is done in Krita, go to the menu bar, click on Select, scroll down to Deselect, and click. Once this is done in Krita, and you are happy with your project, we can save it with a background color or with a clear background, depending on how you would like to use the newly created Krita image. Option 1. Highlight the empty Krita paint layer. Click on the bucket tool, choose your color, place it on the canvas, and then export as a PNG. Option 2. Unlock the Krita layer that says background. Right-click, scroll down to Properties, and click. Lower the opacity to 0, and then click OK. Then export as a PNG. Here is another Krita example that we created. We hope you have enjoyed this Krita tutorial and found it helpful in some fashion. And if so, then why not give this video a like? And while you're at it, why not become a subscriber, ringing that bell in order to be notified your way of newly released videos. I mean, after all, ladies and gentlemen, it is free. The beginning and the end of this video has been provided by none other than Alex Abayu1. Thank you in advance. I am out.